So hi guys, today once again it's an honor to introduce a doctor in the US, and today I'll be breaking down the process how a student in 12th class or an MBBS student can become a successful doctor in the US, and I'll be breaking this series into 3 videos. Number 1 will be a journey from 12th class to doctor, number 2 would be MBBS to doctor, and third one I'll decide later, but let's get started. First of all, I want to clarify the terms. जो इंडिया में हम जो MBBS कहते हैं, that is known as MD physician or MD equivalent degree in the US, and doctor बनने में or to become a physician in the US it takes 8 to 10 11 years, and I've written 9 average हो सकता है. So also you have to remember that you have to do residency after MBBS, which can be called MD equivalent in India, and जो fellowship होती है US में, fellowship in US is DM equivalent in India, and I will leave all the website where I'm getting this information in the description as well. Now let's talk about a CBSE student. तो अगर आप अभी 12th में हो, you first of all have to get into US for an undergraduate degree program. For that you can check out my 100% scholarship series on my channel. So उससे आपको पता चल जाएगा कि like आपकी कितनी स्कोर होनी चाहिए, so on so forth. So once you can take significant ACT अभी तो optional है, but later on if it is required, so you can consider 85%. जितने भी marks है, your extracurriculars are very very important to get into these schools with 100% scholarship. So once you are able to get it, then you will be doing 4-year undergraduate degree program in the US, and in this program you have to make sure you take all of these courses. So this information has been taken from Harvard Medical School website, because I think that you should aim for the stars to reach the sky. क्योंकि अगर आप aim करोगे to get into HMS, then you can get into any medical school in the US, and I will also show you the acceptance rate later, but you have to make sure you choose these classes, but you have to make sure that you take these classes in your undergraduate degree so that you can apply for next 4-year medical school. So 4 years undergrad, 4 years medical school. So biology हो गया, chemistry हो गया, physics हो गया, math हो गया, writing हो गया. So these are for Harvard Medical School, and on the top of that let me show you the acceptance rate, क्योंकि Harvard Medical School acceptance rate है around 2%, and other schools, other good schools in the US have average 2 to 3% acceptance rate. So it is really difficult to get into good medical school. And extracurriculars could be like आपने Fortis में internship की, या फिर you written a book. So it wants you to have an all-rounded class I've talked about before. But the point is कि जब आप undergraduate degree करते हो तो आपकी GPA इसके आसपास होनी चाहिए for HMS 90 percentile, 4.0 और 3.7 के between होनी चाहिए. Science GPA जैसे कि ये जो मैं courses के मैंने बात की, so इन courses की GPA physics, math, chemistry की GPA should be around 3.94, around that, and MCAT score should be around this as well. So once you have this conditions or these conditions fulfilled, then you can apply for a medical school and then get in. But it's still a struggle, because I want to tell you कि the average debt of medical school in the US is around $250,000. तो आप ये सोचो कि अगर US citizens का average debt $250,000 or $250,000, then Indian students will be paying even more amount, because dollar to India conversions are like, because US to Indian rupee is always increasing, so it can cost you more than 1.5 crores on an average just for those 4 years medical school. Undergrad तो अलग बात है, because undergrad का खर्चा भी $2 lakh. So if you think about overall expenses, it could be $400,000 as well, which is around 3 crore rupees or even more than that. So first step would be to get 100% scholarship for your undergrad. अगर आपको बाद में if you want to go to medical school, scholarship मिल सकती है, but chances could be less, because you just see the debt, the average debt of these doctors, but उनकी salary, बाद में salary, it is around $300,000, so they are able to cover it, but that also takes around 10 years to cover that debt. So you have to keep in mind before going to a medical school in the US. So now let me show you कि once you complete these 8 years of education, 4 years undergrad, 4 years of medical school, तब आपकी जॉब लगेगी डॉक्टर की नहीं. You will not be doctor yet, because you have to reach the USMLE step 2 to become a doctor. So you will be given an opportunity to work on these kind of jobs that could be technical medical writing, medical research scientist, and so on and so forth. So if you want to go for it, you can definitely choose that. But next step would be for USMLE, which I'll be talking about in the next video, because now it is time to introduce a doctor in the US who will be breaking down his journey from 12th class to a doctor in the US, and then later on we will be covering the residency in the next video. So hi Saurabh, can you please introduce yourself and a little bit about your background?
Sure. Hi Harnoor, thank you very much for having me on your channel. I think some of the previous videos that you've made on this topic have briefly touched on the whole process of coming to the US and doing medicine or practicing medicine. But I think there are a lot of subtle little things that I think your viewers should know, and they should be properly educated on, so that they know the entire process, and it's not just one step after the other, and then it's all an easy journey. So my background is I'm originally from Delhi. I did my dentistry or Bachelor's of Dental Surgery from India, BDS. Then I went to decided a little bit later on during that process to do medicine. I went to St. George's University School of Medicine to do my MD, which is in the Caribbean. It's one of those offshore medical schools where you do 2 years of pre-clinical medicine on the island, and then you do third and fourth year of your medical school in the US. So clinical rotations, basically. After doing medical school, I did my internal medicine internship in upstate New York, in Buffalo. And then I did my internal medicine residency in University of Nebraska, and then did my gastroenterology and hepatology fellowship at the University of Nebraska as well. And just started as an assistant professor of GI at Creighton University in Omaha.
So before we dive into all these visas, I really want to ask you, why did you choose St. George's University over maybe Harvard Medical School or maybe John Hopkins University? Because these are like best medical schools of US. तो वो क्यों नहीं चुके आप? इसमें ये भी बताना कि acceptance rate इतना ज़्यादा कम है, तो international student के लिए एक scope है भी कि नहीं वहाँ पे जाने का?
So for me, it was a little bit different because I was I was a little bit of a unconventional applicant. I had already done dentistry in India, so I was about 24 years old when I was applying for medical school. And then, so to be able to qualify or to be able to be eligible for medical school in the US only, like you said, Johns Hopkins, whatever other medical schools are there, you do need prerequisite coursework in the US. They will not accept prerequisites from any other country. So that would require some extra period of training or extra period of studying. Either up 1 साल या 2 साल जितने में भी you need to finish up that coursework to have those many credits for certain pre-medical courses, whether that is biological sciences, organic chemistry, physics, and then there's of course physics, chemistry, organic, and then biological sciences. So that coursework you have to complete to be eligible to sit for the MCATs. Now, the reason I chose St. George's was, if I can say that some of the schools where graduates have had a very good rate of success for residency placement and have done well for themselves, there are a few schools outside of the US where that track record is very, very good. St. George's was one of the schools where that reputation is there. There are other schools as well, but for me, of course, being offered a scholarship was a good thing. For non-US students, St. George's did not have a compulsory requirement of MCAT, which I was preparing for. But at the same time, it was difficult for me to start from scratch because I had never studied in the US. So for me to prepare for the MCAT was a little bit more difficult. And quite honestly, I did not want to spend more years doing undergraduate coursework and then take the MCATs and then, get into the cycle. And, everybody decides what's best for themselves. At that time, I thought that, I'm finishing up my dental degree and I'm getting into St. George's University within 3 months, 4 months. So January of 2010, I had started my medical school. So going back to the US medical schools, like I said, there are MD medical schools, which are allopathic medical schools. So on graduation, you get a degree of MD. And then there's a whole separate, type of medicine that is that you can get into. That's called osteopathic medicine, which with the concept of which is not there in India. So some of the viewers might think, what is he talking about? It's just that, historically, the philosophy behind osteopathic medicine was that they kind of treat, they look at the whole body system in coordination and not just focus on one part or one disease process. So that was a historical way or reason why these schools were set up back in the 1970s or so. But then in the last maybe 10, 15 years, maybe even 20 years, I think there is no difference between an MD graduate and an osteopathic graduate from the US. I mean, they are looked at as the same because they are at the end of the day, they are US medical graduates. So they are, in the eyes of a residency program, they are pretty much equal in that sense. Now, I don't want to generalize it. There are good medical or good MD students, bad MD students, and there are good DO students, good or bad DO students. So, can't generalize it like that. But those are the two routes of getting into the US. So, if somebody has decided for sure that I have to go to the US and I want to do medicine there, first and foremost would be to come here for undergraduate and finish up your BS in pre-med sciences or whatever bachelor's degree you need so that your coursework is completed. So you can take MCAT, apply, and go that route. But that also means 3 or 4 years of undergraduate tuition to pay for. And then, medical school is expensive. From what I had done research, this was back 10 years ago, that scholarships are almost unheard of for students on F1 visa, because they want you to be able to show right when you start that you can fund your medical school education. So they would like you to be able to show that right in the beginning of your first year, you have 250,000, around about that amount of money or assets or property or some form you can fund your 4 years of medical school, which was very difficult for me to do as well when I was starting this process. So I was lucky, fortunate enough that I was able to get a scholarship from St. George University. The MCAT requirement was not a necessity for me, and I was having the option of getting started within a few months of graduating dentistry, as opposed to coming to the US, doing some pre-medical coursework and then applying, and then hoping and waiting to see what will happen.
Perfect. So that was the route for 12th class students. अगर कोई 10th से 12th में है, that student can take that route. It will be surely expensive. Now let's talk about scholarship. आपने जैसे कि you did your dentistry in India, you did your medical school, the first part of it in India. So what were the scholarship opportunities? जब आप you went to a medical school, तो कितनी fees लगी? How much were the expenses to study in the US from there?
So medical school in general, all across the US is extremely expensive. That's why oftentimes people are like, loans बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं यार, or students tend to drown in debt because of medical school. So I can talk about St. George's University, and I can talk about what the structure was obviously 10 years ago. The way the education is divided, 4 years is in two parts. There is preclinical, and then there's clinical. So preclinical was on in Grenada, which was basically classroom based teaching, labs, and all those kind of things. And then third and fourth year were in different hospitals in the US. So the way our school does it is that you can have all your rotations in your third year in one city or one state. That way you're part of a hospital system. You can be in New Jersey or New York or Michigan or someplace like that, and you can do all of your third year rotations of medical school in one place. And then fourth year is where you, depending on the specialty you want to get into, depending on the hospital you want to get into, you can go into different hospitals and do what are called elective rotations. So if you talk about just tuition, I think medical school on an average would be between $200,000 and maybe $300,000. Of course, 10 years ago, the exchange rate was, different. I don't know, today it's 70 plus. So it's obviously going to be very expensive. So that is one thing that students need to keep in mind, even if those who are pursuing medicine right now in India or elsewhere and are thinking about going to the US. Medical school is expensive, yes, but then the whole process of going through residency and then everything else, traveling, cost of living, all those things are expensive. So scholarships, I can talk about my school personally. I do not know much about the scholarship programs for F1 students in the US medical school system. But for St. George's University, there were both academic excellence-based and need-based scholarships. for students applying from non-US areas. So I was able to get a scholarship at the time. It was called the International Peace Scholarship. So that was partly need-based and partly academic-based. So with that, if I remember correctly, I think about a third of the tuition for me was waived off. So that was extremely helpful. But mostly, I will say that tuition is more kind of, or scholarship is mostly like financial aid. Medical school is expensive in general in the US, and offshore medical schools are at the end of the day kind of for-profit schools. So they are extremely expensive. It's like an investment in yourself. So if somebody from outside the US or even in the US wants to go to any of these schools in the Caribbean, St. George's University is one of them. There is Ross University. There is AUC, called American University of the Caribbean. So there are multiple schools that are there in the Caribbean, but it is going to be sort of a risk and sort of a gamble, because you'll have to work harder, and your journey might be more might have more obstacles than it would be if you were to do medical school in the US. For somebody coming from India, the journey anyway is going to be having a lot of obstacles, and is going to be an uphill kind of a task. So expenses for those people, they don't have to really worry about. It's just mostly applying for residency and fellowship and those kind of things. So, those are separate expenses. We can talk about that as well, but they are nowhere near the tuition fees, or, the actual college fee for medical school here.
Perfect. So ये तो हो गया route for 12 students. Now let's solely talk about the route after MBBS. तब तो आप सीधा residency के लिए जाओगे, right? तब तो fees की tension नहीं होगी, right?
नहीं.
Yeah. So then how much money you get paid usually, and how secure that route is?